Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us to speak on this really critical topic around the power of transportation. Hundreds of entrepreneurs here who've got products at Uitlusamo, Uyisakwa is a mission, it's a process, so much is involved in it. And so that's why we've brought you here to just share your experience. I'm going to just briefly for a minute give each and every single one of you an opportunity to share with the audience for a minute why transportation and why is it so important in this time and age.
My name is Thabani Dube. I am a driver programs manager at Takealot Group, and we look after 3 subsections. We look after Takealot.com, we look after Mr. D, and recently we launched something called Takealot Fulfilment Services. I believe that the power of technology is to connect people, bridging the divide, allowing products from the township to the more affluent areas. And I think that's what we bring as a group. It allows more and more entrepreneurs to also enter the space and compete in the same industry that we are in.
My name is Tongai, and I work for DP World, specifically in the Sub-Saharan Africa region. And just to talk a little bit about DP World. DP World is a global organization. We specifically are in Sub-Saharan Africa, Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. We've got over 100,000 employees, and we move about 10% of global trade. And I think to talk specifically about what we are doing in Africa and in South Africa specifically, we've got an e-commerce logistics business. And in that business, we've incubated a pilot program where we are building a solution that allows us to connect Spaza shops and other township entrepreneurs with principals. And the principals that DP World works with, Tiger Brands, Switch, Kellogg's, Tolerem, and so forth. And we're busy finalizing partnerships with other principals. And essentially, in the model that we've incubated, and specifically in relation to transport, is that DP World will source and acquire vehicles. We will identify township-based entrepreneurs that we will make those vehicles available to. And those township entrepreneurs will obviously recruit drivers. We will source product from the manufacturers at extremely competitive prices. And we will pass on all of those savings directly to the Spaza shop owners. And that's why we're particularly excited about attending here today, because we believe there is a really big opportunity to, number one, empower township entrepreneurs, but also create employment in the townships. Because specifically the drivers that we want to participate in our program should be based in the communities where they stay.
My name is Rasilingwani Phadagi. I am the founder of a company called Bakkie for Rent. What Bakkie for Rent is a business that we rent bakkies specifically to entrepreneurs. So the reason why Bakkie for Rent was started was that we realized with the uptake of e-commerce that there was a shortage of delivery vehicles because most of the companies were outsourcing their last mile deliveries to private individuals or private subcontractors. So that's why we decided to start Bakkie for Rent. We make the barrier to entry of vehicle ownership very accessible. We rent our vehicles with unlimited mileage. All our vehicles we rent are inclusive of insurance. It's inclusive of tracker. So basically, the subcontractor or the business owner, their responsibility is just to put fuel in the vehicle and have the business running. The other reason was that we also realized, especially in the township economy, is that it's very expensive to go out and buy upfront a vehicle. So we give you the opportunity to own a vehicle for a few months or a year, however long you want to own that vehicle, to the point where you can save up money, buy your own vehicle.
Hi, my name is Boitumelo Monareng. I'm the director at Sypwa Delivery. We are a fintech company eKasi through last mile delivery. We're connecting businesses eKasi with the end consumers. We use motorbikes, there's cars. The whole idea is to connect eKasi. I see there's a lot of exhibitors, and I know from a personal experience, or there's a huge challenge here, moving product from one to the other, as well as getting customers. I mean, as Sypwa, we come market, you can reach, if you are in Tembisa, you can reach the whole of Tembisa, got just a click of a button.
Yeah, sharp eKasi. But all of us now, you know, a large majority of us have got, you know, access. We constantly using technology. And I want to find out from you, you know, how is technology improving last mile delivery for township businesses?
It's a bit of a challenge, especially for companies like us starting from Mokas.
Sure.
Tech is key. I know the end goal is to have a system that's full on, simple payment solution, easy ordering platform, fast and reliable delivery service. But it's a challenge when you think of tech, the base year tech, that's needed to develop a system is huge. And without the tech, it means we're going backwards. So to answer your question, it's very important, but we're struggling when it comes to getting it right in terms of tech, because I've realized a lot of times business eKasi, we start them in reverse. We don't communicate. I mean, there's Bakkie for hire. I'd start Sypwa without engaging with Bakkie for hire. There's Takealot Fulfilment. Instead of me worrying about buying 100 bikes, I can just go connect. But a lot of times when we start business eKasi, we start because you see Sypwa in a lot of fleet, then you also want to do Sypwa. Instead of engaging with Sypwa and seeing how you can connect with Sypwa through tech, through innovation. So until we have the right collaborations, I feel it's all good to have tech, but without the right collaborations, eKasi will always be looked at as just eKasi. But if we get in the tech right, collaborate right, and do research, I mean, research is key. I need to know how to in a space more go compete with big corporates. So the tech must be right. So half the time we're getting it wrong at tech.
As Bakkie for rent, a large portion of our fleet is actually hired by last mile operators of companies like your Takealot, the major courier companies, your Fastway, your Courier Guy. There's a lot of guys that are hiring Bakkies from us. We are a very technology and process-driven business. So example, each one of our vehicles is installed with a tracker unit. As far as I know, we are the only rental company that gives you the opportunity to track the vehicle that you are renting. So if you rent a vehicle from us as a private contractor and you have other drivers, you can actually track that vehicle that you're renting from us. Another technology in each and every one of our vehicles, we've got a fingerprint to start system. So for you to start the vehicle, you need to first put your finger on the fingerprint reader, and then only then can you start the vehicle. What that does is, as operators, if you give your car to a driver and they decide to give it to a friend, it won't work. They won't be able to start it. Technologies like geofencing, we've also got trips. You can schedule trips as the owner, operator of the vehicle. You can schedule trips. So there is quite a lot of technology that enables and helps last mile operators in our vehicles.
No, a fingerprint and then how via
the fingerprint registration is actually done in the vehicle. So when you add a new driver, you don't have to come to our offices. You contact us. As long as the driver can get in the vehicle, they put their finger on the fingerprint reader and we take them through the process. It's about less than a minute and we register them.
We've invested heavily in technology. Specifically in transportation. I'm going to talk about the business that we've incubated that we want to use as a platform to empower township entrepreneurs. We've got a development house in India with about 600 software engineers, and we've spent the greater part of last year together with third parties investing in a final mile system that allows us to execute deliveries, but it's integrated into an ordering platform that allows, number one, for the drivers that we're going to empower to execute deliveries, but to also execute van sales. And this technology will be integrated with the number of warehouses that we've got in South Africa. So in South Africa, we've got about 38 warehouses in all the provinces. All of those warehouses will serve as depots where stock will come out of those warehouses, will be pushed into our delivery partners, who in this case will be township entrepreneurs, together with their drivers. And in their hands, they will have this technology that allows them to do deliveries. So when I talk about do deliveries, is they will have a list of all the drop-off points that they need to do, and they will be routed in the most optimal way to where they need to do the drop-offs. That's number one. And then number two, when they arrive at the place where they are doing a drop-off, they have an opportunity to also upsell the additional products that they will have in the vehicle, and that allows them to conduct field sales. So we've spent a lot of time investing heavily in technology.
For me, it's a topic that's very close to home. I went to school at Shaking, and growing up, one thing we never had at eKasi was the power of convenience. We've launched something called the Takealot Township Economies Initiative. And what it does is it basically connects people. If you look at what we've done over the years as a group, we've moved from Mr. D Food to Mr. D, which means that we left the restaurant business and we said we want to be a convenience business. What this does is it allows us to pivot from just ordering food, but to have a much broader value chain. So if you look at Tembisa currently, we have Mr. D, and we do groceries. You are able to order a weave and get it in 30 minutes from the SMEs that are in the platform. We wanted it to be a product that allows you to get anything that you want at a quicker pace. So for us, the power of technology has allowed us to see how we can use our platforms to enable small businesses within the township market. Right now in Tembisa, we have 12 drivers that we took through a driver program where we basically get them a license, teach them how to ride a bike, and they're able to become last mile delivery drivers. And the 12 that I'm referring to are actually using e-bikes. So we're not only looking at the element of just driving, we're looking at the expenses that come with it. So we are the first to have electric vehicles, and we've got a charging station at the Sasol here next to Pumlani Mall. And for us, that is what the power of technology has done.
I'm sitting here at the Summit and Expo. I've got a product that I want to deliver, not just in the township, but to maybe another township or out, because now we're speaking about transportation. Can you guide us through the process that you go through, that I would have to go through to be part of what you're doing, to be part of the process? And what are some of the things that I should look out for? Is there compliance? Because we want to help the entrepreneurs that are here that are saying, hey, Spuda, mpeti product so na so. Okay, nyauzwa Bakkie for rent in corner, nyauzwa Takealot in corner. I-process ihamba kanjani? Where do I apply? What are the fees? What is compliance, so that when they leave here, they practically know what to do to collaborate with you? Take us through your process that you go through and share with them what they can do.
What we have is currently on Google, and anyone can go to this. We've got something called the Marketplace Initiative. And what we do there is that we allow township-based manufacturers and business owners to sell their products on Takealot. What it does come with is that we waive your subscription fees for 12 months. We give you 2,000 rands worth of marketing credit on the Takealot app. And you also form part of the Proudly Mzansi page on the Takealot website. What this means is that if you go to Takealot, you'll notice that we have over 18 million products. Now, if someone goes to the Best of Mzansi, they are able to see your product firsthand, regardless of where they are in the country. So now that allows us to connect you with that person or with that client. We also have something called a personal shopper program. These are the people that will go and spearhead your product in the township environment. And the reason why we do that is because we understand that it's quite difficult for your product to get from where you are to the end user. So what a personal shopper does within our ecosystem is that they are the guys that go door to door and say, hey, did you know Hori, Honalidi weave Tsako Tembisa that are going for 4,500 rand at a cheaper rate? And they are able to purchase on your behalf. So for us, it's about creating an ecosystem that allows you guys to grow your businesses, but also connect you to the end user. And I'm hoping that you can obviously get more of these details on our website under the Takealot Township Economies Initiative.
We've built an exciting piece of technology that we call Optimize. Say you're an entrepreneur, you're based whether in the townships or not in the townships, you've got a product that you'd like to be delivered anywhere in South Africa. We've built this platform called Optimize that is available to anyone to use. And essentially, inside Optimize, we've onboarded about 7 courier companies currently in South Africa. The courier companies are some of the recognizable names such as DPD, RAM, TCG, Fastway, and so forth. And also, there is a component where we have the ability to onboard even owner drivers. But let me talk about how this works. So if you're a seller and say you're selling from your home or from in Tembisa, in Soweto, or at an incubator, we will give you access into Optimize. And then on Optimize, you can create a shipment from where you are to where you need your product to be delivered. And once you do that, Optimize will save you a list of courier companies and their rates. And that's very powerful in that in front of you, you'll now have the cost of what each couriers are charging, and you have the ability to pick the cheapest rate available in the country at any one time.
Sure.
And if you select that, that will trigger a pickup, and the courier will come to your at home or the pickup address. They'll pick up whatever parcel you've got, and then they'll do the delivery. But the really cool thing as well with our technology that we've got is that you can track all of those shipments on one platform. You also get statuses that can be pushed to whoever is supposed to deliver that parcel. So they'll get notifications in terms of where their parcel is. But the really powerful thing here comes from that you'll have the ability to save money. You'll have the ability to work with big couriers that traditionally, as a small entrepreneur, you might not be able to access. If you look at how we've also enabled, using our scale, enabled certain capabilities. So if you look at last year, we were able to facilitate 1.5 million shipments on Optimize. This year, we are forecasting to do about 3 million shipments. And because of the volume of transactions that go through Optimize, we're able to go to the couriers and get the best, lowest rates available in the country. And those rates can then become available to you as a small entrepreneur. And we've got, without exposing some numbers, if you went directly to some of the couriers and you wanted to deliver a parcel, they might charge you anything up to 60, 70, 80 rands. Because of our scale, we can give you less than half of that in certain instances.
There's multiple ways you can get in contact with us. You can go to our website, which is www.backieforrent.co.za. On our website, you can send us a direct WhatsApp through the website, or you can send us an email. We also have quite a big social media presence, everything from Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. The requirements for us when a client wants to rent a bakkie, so we need ID or passport. We need a valid South African driver's license. We need you to have proof of address. Even an affidavit from the police station is fine. We need some sort of proof that you are going to be using the bakkie for business. So business registration, Facebook page, contract with the courier company, bank statements, anything We don't restrict you. We just need to know that the bakkie will be used for business. Because as we said, we only rent bakkies to businesses. We also give you the opportunity to pay us weekly or monthly, and you choose the payment date. Now, the reason why that is you find Womb Drop. Womb Drop would pay their drivers, let's say, on Wednesday. You can pay us on Wednesday. Some companies would pay their drivers or their contractors every 10 days. Then you can pay us every 10 days. When you come to rent the bakkie from us, there's obviously a deposit, a security deposit. You get the bakkie with a full tank of petrol to enable you to able to start. And you get your deposit back in full when you return the bakkie with a full tank of petrol, as long as there's no damage to the vehicle. And the other advantage with us is we don't require you to have a credit card to come rent a bakkie from us, unlike most of the rental companies. Sure. When you come to collect the bakkie, you can EFT the funds, you get your fingerprint registered, and you're out in about 15 minutes.
We need to contextualize a lot of the questions.
Yeah.
How look eKasi?
Yeah.
You know, you're not, but maybe bank account out, maybe Muroyiwa cash. Then what do you do?
Unfortunately, we don't take cash payments for security reasons.
Sure.
So as long as you've got a bank account and you can EFT the money, that's fine.
Our biggest part of the business is to formalize the business Samokas.
Sure.
We are a township business. So the space we're in, co-connector, last mile. Even if you want to ship something using the DP World and all, we'll take from your house to maybe Ronaldo partners like your Pexi, and we'll take it to PEP. And then PEP will do the rest.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but we offer a free-to-use service. The reason why, from when we started, we were deliberate to say, we want to change how you view cars. We want to create an equal playing field, especially for the restaurant guys. Nahana mamkize ariksana mahlo, how it's gonna look on the website, should be on the same level as
how it gets
as KFC
sure.
is branding their product. And then, but to give that education to mamkize, it's gonna be a bit of a challenge. That's why we have to then offer a free-to-use service for mamkize, so that mamkize lenabeko website. We've changed how the food delivery space is in the township. We're the pioneers. I mean, we're the first to do it. And then how we did it, everything was formal. From setting up the call center was formal. Mamkize, we did professional photo shoots for them. The menu culture, quarter number 5.
Sure.
Everyone now competes. They want professionals to be doing their menus, not coming from Sypwa. I'm proud guy to say we've changed how you view cars. Now there's that trust. I can get food delivered. So the focus now is to make sure we onboard as many as we can. We're not just focusing on locals. Our space allows for us to have your national franchise as well as Womamkize. And we don't need much. Rena, because we also don't take cash, we need you to have a speed point. That helps in terms of settling your account immediately. So there's no owing each other. An order comes through, we place the order with you. On collection, we pay. So it's done. So what we need is for you to have a speed point. You send us a menu. You send us the pictures of your food. Everything goes through WhatsApp. So Renale, a website, swipa.co.za, where we list. If you can go to swipa.co.za, because we've made sure that as soon as you enter the website, the first thing you see is food, mouth-watering food. And you can't even tell the difference between the local guys and the national franchises, because we've put it in such a way that it's an equal playing field. There's this one clip where I saw on Facebook. I know people have challenged. Like if you want to order pizza, there was, so you're not sure, hi, I'm pizza, or hi, I want to. So we've made it easy. You just send hi. Just send hi to our WhatsApp number, 0795721385, and then everything is easy, because there's a live call center that handles everything.
One of the things that entrepreneurs are then thinking about is the safety of their products and what you're delivering, right? So I am deciding Sypwa or Bakkie for rent or IDP or Takealot because Panelists. And I want you to transport this product from point A to point B. But now the safety of that product. We know the crime in the townships. Take us through that process. What happens then if you are transporting, for example, one of my products from Wanamo Tembisa Wisakatlohong and then driver bam Tshwarapo? Am I insured? Am I secured? How do you cover me as an entrepreneur in the township?
We started the business 2019. Mokasi. I've never seen anyone doing delivery kokasi. Meaning, I've never seen anyone drive a scooter. Mokasi, let alone the delivery bikes. So I had to then come up with a model that's gonna work for us.
Sure.
So I trained from scratch. Kolata ulisbuda so I was even next bike. I train you, I license you, kokaspan, you work. The reason why we did that, there's a certain culture ya swiper. If you've had a swiper experience, you'll understand. We navigate eKasi better than Google Maps. That I can guarantee you.
Sure.
We navigate eKasi better than Google Maps because of the culture I've built. There's a barrier language. So that talks to safety. I mean, if I can trust you, means I can order again. You still have processes that you need to go to secure. That's why we've had insurance. You insure the goods in transit. But part of the terms of use, we make it clear on our website.
Sure.
There's a clear terms of use, and in terms of refunds and how that works, you need to make sure hygiene is key, bikes are clean.
Yeah.
We went as far as trying to get the COA for the bikes. Unfortunately, our space doesn't allow for that, but we've made sure that the partners we work with, the KFC must be COA compliant, the Mamkize must be COA compliant. If she's not COA compliant, at least they need to follow certain guidelines, because I mean, food, you dealing with something that's sensitive.
Sure.
If I deliver food to Black Mala, you die. There's a lot of things involved. So safety is key in the space area. But more than that, trust. With Swiper, we've built trust. You know you can trust, or my food will be delivered fresh. So you deliver fast and fresh, and everything is history.
For us as Bakkie for Rent, security and safety is one of our biggest concerns. On top of having the fingerprint in the vehicle, as part of the process to rent a car from us, we take your fingerprint in our offices when you come to collect the car. We verify those fingerprints against Home Affairs to say you are who you say you are. And in terms of insurance, is all our vehicles have got comprehensive insurance. And in terms of tracker, like I said, we've got the fingerprint to start in the car. So if you steal one of our cars, you're not gonna get anywhere. We actually are able to remotely immobilize the vehicle. So if you steal our car on the road, we can actually cut off that vehicle. It will slow down until it comes to a complete stop. And then on top of that, on top of the tracking unit that we use, we actually have another company that we've contracted to do our vehicle recovery. It's a separate armed response company that if we say there's trouble here, they get out and they go there. Safety, security, it's one of our biggest concerns, and it's actually one of our biggest expenses as a company.
Sure.
And to knock on wood, ever since we've started the company, fortunately, we've never had a major accident, just fender benders, and we've never had a vehicle theft.
We take security very seriously. In fact, it's one of our biggest concerns. Because it not only involves securing people, but it's also connected to our brand. But specifically, if you look at our delivery universe, we've got obviously deliveries to townships and deliveries outside townships. And specifically in connection with townships, the driver partners and the drivers that we use were very intentional in making sure that they come from the communities where we're going to deliver. We're actually looking for delivery partners in Gauteng, Mpumalanga, and Limpopo province that we will make vehicles available to, and they'll use our technology to deliver, but that's something separate. We believe that if we partner with the communities where we are operating, it does improve the security landscape. But also, we've got other things that we do in relation to securing the goods in transit. I mean, we've got GIT insurance, which covers all the goods in transit. Whichever delivery partner that we use, we make sure that those drivers are properly vetted. We've got a very rigorous vetting process, which includes polygraph tests in certain areas to make sure that the people that we are partnering with are not part of syndicates and they don't have criminal records.
I think a similar approach is also taken. The vetting process is very key. Additionally, we do have dash cams in all our vehicles, polygraphy tests. But when you now think of safety, right, we didn't think of it from just the delivery perspective. We thought of it from a inclusive community perspective. And that's why you'll notice that within our Takealot Township initiative, what we've done is we have 160 Takealot pickup points. And because we understand that safety is key and we need to operate within the means of the areas where we are, you'll notice that Tembisa is one of 5 areas that's currently being sold as a pickup point to a franchise owner whom we want to identify from the township. That person can either be a tavern owner, can be a saloon owner, but what it speaks to is that we are able to then bring Takealot pickup points into the township by someone who understands the township. Now that allows the last mile delivery, even the milk run delivery, to be a bit safer. All our trucks, when they enter a high risk area, are usually escorted by a security company and armed response. But like I said, we are looking at it beyond that fact. We are looking at it from a perspective of how do we upskill the entrepreneurs in the township so that they understand that this is going back into the economy of the township as well.
So we bring such panelists and such experts in the industry of transportation to say, how eKasi ulomo Tembisa in any township, whether it's Bloemfontein or Komafikeng or you're in the Northwest, wherever you are, they are here. So connect with them, connect with Thabani from Takealot, Tongai from DP World, Boitumelo from Sypwa Delivery, and Mr. Phadagi from Bakkie for Rent. Bam! Let's connect with them, let's collaborate, let them help you move your goods around. They spoke about security, they spoke about insurance, they spoke about trust, and it's what they are living. So, gentlemen, we really, really appreciate it. All the best to you and your transportation may take you to the next level.